Autopilot, how does it work? That is what I'm going to explain to you this episode. I will tell you the pros and cons and how it functions. So, to the Plavo. Hey, welcome back. This episode I'm going to explain to you how Autopilot functions. So, what you can do with it, what you can't do with it, and how to use it. So let's get started. First, we're gonna go to settings. So we press the button, we select Autopilot, and then you have two possibilities. You can choose for traffic aware cruise control. That is just your normal cruise control with the adaptive function. So it maintains your speed, and the adaptive part is that it will keep the distance from the one in front of you. However, if you choose auto steer, then you get a sign with some text in it. Say yes, and then autopilot is activated. It means it doesn't only maintain your speed, keep the distance from the person in front of you, but also drives between the lanes. So that makes life pretty easy. When you buy a new Tesla or second hand, be aware and watch if it says that it has been misused or not. Because if the one before you misused it, after 3 times, you won't have the possibility to get Autopilot anymore. Then you can activate it with single pull. Single pull means that you pull once on the leverage, and then cruise control and Autopilot is activated. However, if you want to change lanes, so you put on your sign, it will disengage Autopilot and cruise control. This could maybe helpful in the city. However, I don't like it, I don't use it, because I drive a lot on the highway. That means if I put on my turn signal, it will disengage everything, and the auto will automatically start slowing down. So that means I have to put on the gas pedal. If you choose for 2-time pull, it means the first pull you will engage your cruise control. The second pull, it will activate Autopilot. This means if you turn on your turn signal, it will just turn off Autopilot and will keep cruise control activated. If you do that, if you look far enough ahead and you want to bypass a car, then you put on your turn signal, you will change your lanes, and the car remains its speed that it currently is having. So personally, I'm liking it. Further, the speed limit, I set the speed limit and not the current speed, because then it will move up to the speed limit that you're allowed to. If you set to current speed, it will take the speed you are driving at that current time. I have to set fixed margin, just 3 kilometers faster than you're allowed to drive, because if the police is checking how fast you're driving, they make a picture of you and you didn't see them on time, they always will count down 3 kilometers of your set speed that the picture is taken of. So you won't get a ticket. If you use a percentage, then it depends on how fast you are driving. I don't like it, so that's why I use a fixed speed. Furthermore, speed limit relative, and also 3 kilometers, forward collision of course normal. The lane changing is an assist, so that's what I'm having on settings with Autopilot. The rest I will show you while driving. You can see Autopilot is possible because the steering wheel is gray. pull one time and you see that the steering wheel is turned blue. The D from drive is blue. Beneath the word max is turned blue. You see it's allowed to drive 80 kilometers an hour, and I'm now currently driving 83 because I set the fixed speed for the relative speed at max. Furthermore, you see two blue lines appearing, and that means that Autopilot is activated. When I put on my turning signal, it will disengage Autopilot and start braking. As you can see, I have Autopilot on double pull. That means I pull just twice. The D from drive is blue, the steering wheel is blue, the max is blue, and you see two blue lines. However, if I put on the turning signal, you see that it will disengage Autopilot directly, but it maintains its current speed. If you activate Autopilot and you pull too many times on the leverage, this will happen. You will see Rainbow Road and you will hear this song about cowbells. That's just a funny thing that could happen. This will stop eventually when during the drive. After that, Rainbow Road will be activated. We just saw Rainbow Road, and personally I like seeing the Rainbow Road every time when I activate it. My kids, when they are in the back, they also like it because then it's for them visible that Autopilot is engaged and they think it's fun to see. So how do you activate it? You go to toy box, you go all the way to the right, then select Rainbow Road, always Rainbow Road, and you see every time when you activate cruise control how to turn off your Autopilot. Like I said, if you just put on your turn signals, it will automatically disengage Autopilot. However, you can cruise control. If you pull the lever up, it will disengage. Or if you pull on the brake, you will disengage. So because if you go by to a roundabout or a steep turn, and then you have to take over the wheels. With Autopilot engaged, you can let go of the steering wheel and the car will drive by itself. However, you are mandatory to keep your hands on the wheel, and will say so, and if you wait too long it will blink blue lights. To keep this from happening, I use the dead hand method. So that means I have my hand, I place it down on the steering wheel and just let it hang. Personally, I like this method the best. You can also take it from the sides and let it hang there, but then you have a big chance of disengaging Autopilot. So I don't like that. So this one works for me. Sometimes it is not possible to maintain the current speed because of maybe there are roadworks or you are limited in how fast you can drive. Then there are a couple of options you can use to slow down but still maintain cruise control. Of course, you can always use your brake and then give the gas yourself with your foot. However, there's also a possibility that you can use the turning wheel. And the turning wheel is mounted on the steering wheel to your right, and then you have two possibilities. First option we have is just slowly turning, and then it will degrade it with 1k per time, or you control it not gently but firmly, and then it goes by steps of 5, and then it's your set speed, and you can use that to drive past the limitation without any problems. Of course, if you want to change the speed up, it works the same way, just by scrolling the bottom. Or you can use the following method, because if you're exiting from a city, they are limited at 50 km per hour, and outside the city you're allowed to drive 80 kilometers an hour. However, the car doesn't adjust the speed upwards. It will decrease it if you enter the city, but it won't go up if you exit the city. Therefore, you can use 3 different options. You can use, of course, the scrolling wheel. What goes up also goes down, or what goes down also goes up. And furthermore, you can push the symbol on your screen, then it will automatically take over the speed that you are allowed. However, you have to take your hands off the wheel, and that is what I don't like. Third option that I prefer, I will show you now, is just pulling the lever and hold it down. If you hold it down, it will automatically take over the speed that you're allowed to drive, and then you can maintain that you keep your hands on the wheel. What you want to know, some things you need to know about Autopilot: it will go up to 150 kilometers an hour. So if you put it up, then you can see it only goes to 150 km an hour. After that, you need to drive yourself. If you're gonna engage Autopilot, it will automatically find the right place on the road. It means if you drive too much to the left or to the right, it will do its own correction. And if you drive, you can get a great scare, because it will turn the wheel. So I will show you. I drive now a little bit more to the right of the road. I do a double pull, and then there's the correction. The first time this happened, it will scare the shit out of me, because I was driving a little bit faster and it was on the German Autobahn. Autopilot knows a couple of limits. First one is that it doesn't brake when you hit a traffic light. Second is when you make steep turns, like in a roundabout or just a steep curve in the road, then you need to drive or steer yourself. Third is that sometimes you will see that he will slow down, because in a curve or a bend of the road, that is the appropriate speed to go through, because Tesla is a self-learning system, and it means that when a lot of Teslas drive across the road, they will all share the information about the road with Tesla, and they will say, okay, the appropriate speed is 70 instead of 80, and then it will reduce its speed. If you know something about Autopilot that I didn't mention, please write it down in the comments below, so we can all learn from it. Furthermore, if this video was helpful for you, please give a thumbs up, and if you didn't do it, just subscribe to the channel, and then you will get more videos like this. And maybe this video is also interesting for you. Thanks. See you next time.